All right, here more with reaction is Judiciary Committee Chairman Jim Jordan. A prop, Jim, is Hank Johnson had the unmitigated gall to call this wonderful woman who lost her son. Wow.
Miss Brame's not a prop. She's not a stunt. She's a mom on a mission. And I learned a long time ago that moms on a mission beat politicians every single time. And she showed that today. I would tell you this, Sean, the witnesses we had today were some of the most, my time in Congress, some of the most compelling witnesses we have ever had. We had a dad whose son was attacked. We had Miss Brame. We had the Democrat city council member who's lived in his whole life, 71 years in the city, and said he's never seen it this bad. So, yeah, these weren't props. These weren't stunts. These were people telling their story. They're not into politics. They just want a DA who's not soft on crime. They want safe streets. They want a subway they can ride. And this is happening all across the country. 27 of the 30 most dangerous cities are run by Democrats, where they typically have a DA like Mr. Bragg, who's soft on crime. This is why the New York Post said it was good that we came to town, put a national spotlight on this, because that's always the first step in stopping this ridiculous treatment that is happening in so many of our urban areas.
You know, Congressman, I'm glad you came to New York, and I'm glad the Democrats exposed themselves here. I said this earlier. Since 2009, Congressman, you know, you watch this show. I'd scroll the names Americans never heard of, all the people shot and killed in Chicago. Nobody, how come we never hear about those names? You can predict on any given weekend how many people are going to be shot in that hellhole of a city and then shot and killed, and probably be pretty accurate. You know what? And nobody. It's a Democratic-run city for decades, Democratic state for decades, and nobody's lifted a finger to save the lives of innocent children. Now, in New York City, there was one mayor. He took a lot of crap for it, but he saved a lot of lives, and including a lot of minority lives. His name was Rudy Giuliani. So we know how to save lives.
Sean, but it's also bigger than the violence. Sometimes it's just the theft. There were 327 individuals responsible for 6,000 of the thefts in New York City. I mean, think about that. That's 20 per person. And theft, we used to call that stealing, taking someone else's property. If you don't have a deterrent, if you don't put some of those people away, if you don't charge those people, prosecute those people, they just keep doing it. So do it after 1, 2, 3. Do it after 19 times. But for goodness sake, stop it somewhere. That's the kind of stuff that's going on. And what is Alvin Bragg doing? Instead of dealing with this kind of criminal activity, he's using federal funds to indict a former president for no crime. And then when we want to investigate that and do our constitutional duty and talk to a guy who hasn't worked to him for a year, he takes us to court. That's what we were highlighting today, just how serious the crime problem, the real crime problem is in New York City.
Well said, Congressman Jim Jordan, the great state of Ohio. Madeline, again, thank you so much. God bless you. We're praying for you. Okay?